In this tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to apply what we call a Gaussian blur. Now this will only work for certain images. So, you know, I'm going to show you how to make masks and how you can edit with masks. But this might be something that would only apply to certain images. So you can see here this image has been selective colour, so again we can see the character. But for example, if you had an image where you would struggle to define where the character is, what you can do is you can create a blur around the edge. So ultimately your character or the letter that you've depicted will be pin sharp and everything else around it will be slightly blurry. So what we need to do first is we need to duplicate this layer. So to do that, we just simply drag the layer onto the little square that's next to the trash can. And what that does is it duplicates it. So you can see here we've got the two layers. Then, just like we did before, we're going to use the lasso tool. So I'm going to use the polygonal one. I always find it easier. And I'm just going to draw around the character. So here we go. So here you can see that the X has just been selected. And what we're going to do is we're going to click on the mask tool. So the mask tool is this one. Next to the FX tool, you can see it's a little sort of rectangle with a circle in it. If you click on that, what happens is it creates this mask. Now, whatever is white is the area that will be edited. So what we need to do is we need to inverse this. Okay, so the cross would be black and the area around it would be white. Now to do that, all we simply do is click Command and I. And what that does is it inverts it. If it is that you don't want to do Command and I, you can go to, no, you have to do Command and I. So then now the background is white and the X is black. And what will happen is whatever we edit on this, it will only edit the area that's white. The black area will not be touched. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to filter and we're going to go to blur. Now there's several variations. Now I tend to use Gaussian blur for this. Lens blur is quite good as well, but I like the Gaussian one. So if you click on Gaussian, okay, oh, made a mistake there. Make sure before we do this that you select the image on the left. Make sure you don't click that. So make sure you click the image, go to filter again, go to Gaussian blur. And if you look at the area now, I'm going to the extreme here, don't do that. But you can see how if you just adjust the pixels here, it creates the blur. Now you only want to make it ever so slight. You don't want it to be too blurry. So I still think that's a bit too blurry. So you just want a little bit of a finish just to make the object pop a little bit. When you're happy, click OK. And that is how you apply the mask. So that's what it was before and that's what it is now. Just a slight blur to help your letter, the character, stand out. Now to save this, make sure that you go to layer and flatten the image. Okay, because obviously if you're going to be putting this on your website, it needs to be a JPEG. So make sure that you go to layer and flatten, and always remember to level your images.